Hey Scorpio, what's up? We're back again for the last week of May, your general reading. Okay, so check your sun, moon, and rising. If it resonates, what's up? If not, well, check again next week. Okay, so we're starting this off strong, right? Okay, so recently you know that you're this kind of person who's able to have these shared ideas and be this quick-witted, skillful person that is just like, I transform, I metamorphosis things, like. And the thing that you're teetering though with this is, am I being too childish? Am I being irresponsible? Or am I just being rebellious and breaking away from preconceived ideas? Like, we gotta change the world, and so we can't be doing that old stuff, right? And so you're feeling like, yeah, I have all these ideas, but do people want to hear them? Is it like super childish, or is it just like actually that next level shit? So that is what you're working on, Scorpio. I know, I understand. It's real out here in these streets. Because you've noticed, like, in the past, well, I would say earlier in this week, that you were manifesting. Look at you, Scorpio, manifesting, right? And you were able to see, like, wow, when I really put my mind to it, I get stuff done, right? And I know how to bring forth the types of things I need. That initiative, organizing, maybe some of y'all have been organizing your home, and you know how to have that strong willpower. You know how to make your ego work for you, because everything we have is important, right? Emotions, the ego, your body, everybody has a lane. And so you, Scorpio, okay, you know how to get the ego to work for you. See, sometimes people are like, oh, you're working only from your ego. It's literally in a negative way. But if you know how to, like, almost like hotwire yourself and like hack your own ego and say, no, kid, you're gonna do what I want you to do. That's the point of you. So you've been working on that. Some of y'all are great speakers, and you're using that ability to share these ideas, even though you might not have been feeling it at first. Now, when it comes to your business, a lot of this is tied to should you or should you not, because you're like, well, sometimes I don't get money from, like, or get closer to my career goals when I'm just going around speaking my mind, right? But you might have some kind of epiphany or realization that actually you might not have thought it worked out for you, but it actually did. It in the past, maybe even like months ago, yeah, there might have been a time that you were like, oh, I thought that me speaking my truth was unhelpful, but actually it was helpful. Like, I just didn't see it in that way at the time because my ego wasn't right. But once I got my ego right, then I realized, like, oh, actually that was helpful. I was doing the right thing. I was on the right path. So right now, you don't necessarily need to focus too much on protecting yourself, because you're actually already really good at it. You do it without knowing you're doing it. And so a lot of times you're like, why are people so worried about stuff and protecting themselves, when you don't realize they're worried about it because they suck at it. You're good at it, so you don't even know you're doing it. You're searching a perimeter all the time, so you know what's up. You just don't think about it consciously, so that's why you don't think that you're good at it. But one of your super strengths at this moment is making really good agreements with people, how you're communicating, how to have your peace of mind, and how to make sure that people aren't messing with your peace, basically. So towards the end of the week, you're going to be noticing that there's some people who want to come in, because I got this extra card, who want to help you out with certain things. But I would pay attention to who wants to help and who doesn't, because sometimes you can have a spiritual friend who isn't trying to be helpful, basically, right? Or you have someone who normally seems very hesitant, but isn't going to be very hesitant. So it could be either or for you. Either you're having this really like hesitant friend that is like, you know what, let me stop doing that. Let me go talk to Scorpio because I just don't know what to do. Or you're having someone who's not very trustworthy trying to roll up on you and be like, hey, what are you doing? Right? Okay. So make sure you're paying attention to that, but it's okay. Because what's up? I love this card. Look at this kid sticking out his tongue at death like, bitch, I don't give a anyway. Right? So even it doesn't matter what comes at you, because you gonna be ready. Okay? You're gonna be like, I'm Scorpio. I know what this is, kids. Like, I know what this is. Okay. So you're going to be using your intelligence, your imagination, and having the courage to basically get whatever the fuck you need to do and express whatever you need to. You're going to say what you need to say. Okay. And that's going to be really helpful for you because it helps you heal yourself, right? And the power of the mind to heal oneself is very powerful. And so again, you using that ego, reconstructing that ego to help you heal yourself is like going to be something you're going to notice really help you towards the end of this week. Now, let's talk about people around you and how you're dealing with that. So, how are people seeing you? They're seeing that you are not as fearful as you were before. You ain't scared, and people see it. And you're noticing that you're really tapping into your spirituality, and you're noticing that, like, wow, I'm actually like really good at this. Anything I was worried about before or scared, like, that's all done. That's the past. Like, I don't even feel that way no more. I was afraid of being great. Because a lot of times people say that about humans. Either we're afraid to conform or we're afraid to be our awesome, authentic selves. And so, say your fear has shifted. Oh, I don't want to be like everyone. I don't want to be myself. And now you're like, I'm afraid to be like everybody else. Like, fuck that shit. I want to be part of the crowd. Like, I gotta be me, friend. Okay? So, because what you have to say is important, and a lot of times if you think, oh, I'm going too left field with some stuff and not say it, but then now someone doesn't hear that important thing you needed to say because you thought, well, it's not that important. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. No, someone needed to hear that. Okay? So that's what I mean by spiritually you're noticing, like, wow, like, having spiritual growth for me in this point is going to really help. Now, what you need to know is you want to be curious and make some plans for the future, discover some new things about not only yourself, but when it comes to your relationships and what your goals are for the future. You're really just ready to set those plans, right, in action. And sometimes readings can be vice versa, so this is either you or someone else, but either you want to make plans with some people or they want to make plans with you, that kind of thing, right? And you're noticing that a lot of fears and some or hopes that some people are having with you or you're having about them has a lot to do with being a tyrant, being too rigid, careerism, only focusing too much about your career, not caring about the people around you. That is something that people are worried about around you. It's like an energy around you. So pay attention to that. Be able to like check yourself or check the other people around you if that's what's going on, because what it's leading to is being over sentimental about things or lacking the real friendship or love relationships that you truly desire, right? So make sure that, yeah, like get into nature. The fairies are saying like get in nature. You might have some epiphanies, you might realize some cool stuff, and know that, yeah, healing is coming for you. But you know, you need to make sure you're knowing what your true feelings are, honoring them, and going towards them. And sometimes being sentimental helps you ground back into the feeling of oneness and things like that. So it's not that bad, but just, you know, pay attention, right? So if this really resonated with you and you would like a personal reading, please let me know. It's in the description of how you can do that, okay? You can email me, Facebook me at faequeen tarot, and I will let you know what the next steps are for you for that. If not, and you just like knowing, you know, these quick overviews, then I will see you next month, aka next week. Okay, so I love you, I love me, I love us, I love we. I will see you soon. Bye.